Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode in which we talk about the IELTS exam. And in particular, we want to talk about the writing section. Previously, I shared with you a video in which we talked about part one and its assessment. In this video, our attempt is to go over part two and highlight how to deal with this or how to answer questions related to it. So just to remind you, previously we said that task 2 or part 2 requires that we write
a 250 word essay on a given topic.
Of course, this may be considered to be more complex than part 1 or task 1 by some. However, if we know the criteria and if we know the structure, then it shouldn't be really a big deal, or it shouldn't be complex or a problem for us. To remind you of the criteria that we have for assessment, we need to make sure that we have task achievement. That is, we need to fully address the task. In addition to this, we need to make sure that our sample is good in terms of coherence and cohesion. That is, our ideas are organized logically. Further, we need to make sure that we have lexical resource. That is, we have different word choices to talk about the same thing. I don't repeat the same word. I can use synonyms. I can use other expressions that explain the same point, and I don't go for redundancy or repetition, and that my words reflect higher fluency. That is, I have C2 and C1 words, not just B1 or B2 English or words that belong to that level. Finally, we have grammatical range and accuracy, and we said that by this we mean that we have different, for instance, types of sentences, different grammatical structures. I am able to vary my structure. I'm not depending on one. That is, I'm able to flex my linguistic muscles. Now, when it comes to part 2, we have different types of essays. We have opinion, agree and disagree. We have discussion, both views. We have problem and solution, and we have advantage and disadvantage. Now, in order to make sure that this video is not too long, I can't go over all of these types. I'm going to be selective and I'm going to focus on just one. So I will focus on discussing both views plus giving your own opinion. Now you may wonder, how may I answer this, or how can I address this? How many paragraphs do I need to have? Do I need to have 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6? How many paragraphs? Now, personally, and from my experience, I believe that the ideal number for paragraphs needs to be 5. And I structure them in this way that I will be showing you in a minute. Let's look at a question and then see how we can address it. Some people say that technology advancements are a threat to humanity. Others say that they present an advantage. Present the two views and your opinion in an essay. Now, as I mentioned, I believe that 5 paragraphs would be ideal for this type. In paragraph 1, that is the introduction, we paraphrase the question, we restate the question in our own words. We don't repeat the same exact words that are written or presented in the question. And then we briefly state our opinion, not in details. We briefly mention which view we agree with or partially agree with to guide the reader, or we disagree with, not necessarily to agree. Now, let me show you how this can be done. For example, the debate surrounding technological advancements and the impact on humanity is ongoing. While some view these developments as beneficial, others see them as a potential threat. Notice we did attempt to restate the question, but using other words. While some view these developments as beneficial, others see them as a potential threat. Now I briefly provide my opinion. In my opinion, although technology does pose certain risks, the advantages it offers to society far outweigh the disadvantages. And here it's very important that I use expressions like these. Far outweigh. It's more appealing to anyone who is going to check, or to anyone who is going to assess my sample, than simply to say there are more advantages than there are disadvantages. This is too basic. It doesn't show any creativity and any mastery of the language. So, some useful expressions. The benefits far surpass the drawbacks, or the positive aspects of technology greatly overshadow the negative ones, or the advantages significantly outweigh any potential disadvantages. Notice, again, how this would be so, again, expressive in comparison to something very simple. In my view, although technology does entail certain risks, the positive aspects take precedence over the drawbacks, providing society with numerous opportunities for growth and improvement. Of course, we need a full stop. Now, if you aim to score 7 and higher in the writing, then this needs to be there in your samples. You need to use these expressions, and you need to have this step as step number 1 of your paragraph writing. That is to write the introduction, in which you restate the question and you provide your opinion. Now, paragraph 2, you start with the first view. You explain the first view, you describe it, and you provide reasoning why some people might support it. You need to provide examples here. So you need to give an example or further explanation to illustrate this viewpoint. It's not enough just to say other people disagree, or people agree, or people are in agreement, or people are in disagreements, or people view this, or people think in this way or in that way. You have to explain the first view, and you need to provide examples with details to support it. So you look at this one. Proponents of technological advancements argue that they have significantly improved quality of life, saving time and reducing effort in many aspects of daily routines. For instance, artificial intelligence tools can now summarize lengthy articles in seconds, a task that might otherwise take several days for a busy professional. With a quick summary generated by an AI tool, individuals can gain key insights without dedicating hours of reading, allowing them to allocate their time to other productive activities. Such efficiencies in daily tasks showcase how technology empowers individuals to accomplish more in less time, supporting the view that technology brings numerous advantages. Look at how thorough and detailed this is. I'm not going just to mention the first view quickly and briefly and then move on to the second, or move to the other view. All right, now I'm done with the first view. Now I repeat, but with the second view. Conversely, opponents of technological advancements argue that they pose a risk to employment, as machines increasingly replace human workers in various fields. One prominent example is the field of translation, where AI-powered tools can now produce high-quality translations instantly, making it unnecessary to hire human translators for many basic tasks. This shift not only reduces employment opportunities for translators, but also undermines the value of human labor in general. Therefore, critics warn that as technology advances, the need for human involvement diminishes, creating potential threats to job security and economic stability. Just like what we did with the first view and we provided examples to support it, here we go to the other view and we support it with examples and details. Now, once I'm done with these two views, it's now my turn to provide my own take on this. So I need to state and explain my opinion clearly and show whether I can provide thorough examples to make the point even clearer for anybody who is reading my sample. While acknowledging the concerns surrounding unemployment, I believe that the advantages of technology in enhancing productivity and quality far outweigh these drawbacks. Taking the same example of translation, notice you use an example that was suggested to promote a certain view, you use it to counter it. So, taking the same example of translation, AI tools can indeed provide quick and affordable translations, but they are limited when it comes to interpreting culturally specific idiomatic expressions. Only a skilled human translator can accurately convey such subtleties from one language to another at ease, ensuring that the translation is both accurate and contextually appropriate. Thus, rather than fully replacing human translators, AI serves as a valuable support tool that can enhance the quality and efficiency of human work without eliminating the need for skilled professionals. Remember, earlier, it was suggested that because of AI, we will no longer have translators and that translators will be unemployed. Here, we state that we still have culturally specific terms or terms that are related to culture, and we still need to have of course, the intelligence and the creativity of the translator, and the translator can actually enhance and improve his or her translation with the help of AI, and this doesn't mean that AI will completely take his place or her place. Okay? And again, this is just to show you what I mentioned earlier about a view that mentions that translators will be unemployed because of AI, and how we return to this view and we utilize it to express our own view or to support our view. Once you're done, of course, we come to the last paragraph, the conclusion, in which we summarize the key points. We briefly summarize the two views and then we restate our opinion. We may have an optional call to action or a final thought. So, in conclusion, while technology does present certain risks, particularly in terms of job displacement, its benefits in terms of efficiency, accessibility, and productivity are undeniable. Ultimately, technological advancements should be seen as tools that enhance human capability rather than threats. By using these tools wisely, society can enjoy the benefits of technology while mitigating its drawbacks. So, this is a good conclusion because it has all the elements that I mentioned before. You mention the views, you summarize them, and you restate your view. Now, taking all of this into account, can you try in the comments to show me how would you address this question? Some people believe that online learning is less effective than traditional classroom learning. Others argue that it offers more benefits. Discuss both views and give your opinion. Now remember, if you apply the structure that I told you about, that is 5 paragraphs, then this may make your life a lot easier, or make your life easier while dealing with this. So if you like it, please show me how you would address this question in the comments. And again, until we meet in another video in which we talk more about the rest of the types, have a good day and take care. And please, if you like it, don't forget to subscribe.